Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, come back with me Deviana Azahroh. On this occasion, I will discuss about the review lab 4 and this topology. The first, open Winbox and login with the identity R1 Deviana. Click connect. The first step is to check the interface on the router used on router 01 with the interface print. And we can see that here I'm using Ether 1 and Ether 4 because there is an error or running symbol. Then configure the IP address according to the one in the topology, namely Ether 1, Ether 2, Ether 3, and Ether 4 by using the command IP address 192.168.1.1/24 interface Ether 1. Enter. Next to Ether 2. 192.168 login. Pick login. Next, configure to the Ether 2. Next, configure the Ether 3. Type the command IP address 192.168.3.1/24 interface Ether 3. Enter. And then to configure the Ether 4. Address 8.8.8.1/24 interface Ether 4. Enter. If you have checked with the command IP address print, enter, we can see that the configuration of a DING and IP address has been successful. Next, to configure to the router 2. Before doing configure the router 2, we move UTP cable. And login with the identity R2 Deviana. Click reconnect. We check the interface on the router used on router 2 with the command interface print. And we can see that here I'm using Ether 1 and Ether 4 because there is an R or running symbol. Next, to configure the IP address according to the one in the topology, namely Ether 1. Type the command IP address address 172.16.10.1/24 interface Ether 1. Next, configure to the Ether 2. IP address is 172.16.20.1/24 interface Ether 2. Next, configure the Ether 3. Address 172.16.30.1/24 interface Ether 3. Enter. And then Ether 4. Type the command IP address address 8.8.8.2/24 interface Ether 4. Next, if you have checked with the command IP address print, Third, we can see that the configuration of an configuration IP address has been successful. Next, configure the routing on router 2 to client router 1, 2, and 3. Enter the command IP root at TST address 192.168.1.0/24 gateway egg.egg.egg.1. Enter. Next, to client 2. Change to the DST address 192.168.2.0/24. Next, client 3. Type the command IP root at TST address 192.168.3.0/24 gateway egg.egg.egg.egg.1. Enter. After that, check with the command IP root print. Enter. And you can see that there is an AS on the IP address, which means the statically grid IP route in active file. The ADC flag means that its IP route was active, dynamic, and connect. Next, the perform a ping test on router 1 for the router 2. To client 1 with the command ping 192.168.1.1. Next, to client 2 with the command ping 192.168.2.1. And then to client 3, type the command ping 192.168.3.1. Enter. And we can see that status is reply because ping is successful. Next, configure the routing on router 1 to router 2. Before doing configuration, we move the UTP cable to the router 1. Click cancel and login with the identity R1 Deviana. Type the command IP root at TST address 172.16.10.0/24 gateway egg.egg.egg.2. Next, client router 2. Type the command IP root at TST address 172.16.20.0/24 gateway egg.egg.egg.egg.2. And then client router 3. Type the command IP root at TST address 172.16.30.0/24 gateway egg.egg.egg.egg.2. Enter. After that, check with the command IP root print. And we can see that there is an IS flag on the IP address, which means the active static. IP route is active, then ADC flag means that the IP route was active, dynamic, and connect. Next, they perform a ping test on router 1 for the client. To client 1 with the command ping 172.16.10.1. Next, to client 2, type the command ping 172.16.20.1. Enter. And then to client 3, type the command ping 172.16.30.1. Enter. And we can see if ping is successfully with resolve is reply status. And that's all. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.